I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Guys, we are back with another enlightening edition of Manual TV Sports Channel's Daily Updates. Today is the 1st of October 2025, the 10th month of the year 2025. A new month, a new chapter, right with a purpose, same as courage. And in today's video, our focus will be on the Black Stars and the last two matches of the CAF 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Henry Asante-Chum, spokesperson of GFA, has given out every bit of information you have to know regarding these two matches based on the pertinent discussions being held. According to Henry Asante-Chum, they've given out dates, time, where and when Black Stars campaign is beginning. Otuado has finally submitted and defended his final man squad for these upcoming matches. They've sent squad or team to Morocco to have preliminary survey. According to them, they want to work with facts and data, not conjecture. And about Otuado's future, issues regarding Otuado, according to Henry Asante-Chum, are immaterial. They are not important at this moment, and he has given out a comprehensive insight on Desmond Ofe's future with the Black Stars, same as the Black Matthews. We are going to enjoy every moment with Henry Asante-Chum regarding the last two matches of the Black Stars against Central African Republic, same as Comoros. But before that, there's a quick update that I have to make you know. It's about the change in venue for Black Stars versus Central African Republic. And this time around, it's still happening in Morocco, but initially it was supposed to be at the Al Aldi Stadium in El Jadida. And I think El Jadida is at the north central part of Morocco. This time around, they are taking it to the western part of Morocco at the Stade Hominem du Meknes in Meknes, Morocco. Exactly 4 p.m. Ghana time on the 8th of October 2025. So looking at this, exactly a week to the game, it's going to be the Black Stars of Ghana versus Central African Republic. But with the other game against Comoros, everything is unchanged. Ghana versus Comoros on the 12th of October 2025 at the Accra Sports Stadium, exactly 7 p.m. Ghana time. After that, I also come out with my plausible 25-man squad, final one indeed, to expect from Otuado's final man squad. Let's enjoy this moment with Henry Asante-Chum. It's lengthy. Get your popcorn with your sweets. If you don't like the sweets, you can also go in with the hard way and enjoy every moment together. Let's enjoy. You'll be back with the Black Stars final man squad.
Let's go into the conversation tonight. We know the Black Stars. They will be coming to town next week, God willing. But then, I mean, take us through what is the plan. When are we expecting the squad? When are we expecting them to open camp? And I mean, when are we expecting them to leave for Morocco for the match day night games? Take us through. When are we expecting the players to arrive in town?
Well, various discussions have been held. I can tell you that there is a proposal that the players report to Morocco instead of Accra, because we do not have enough time to prepare for the game. Imagine these players will play on Saturday and Sunday. The earliest time we expect the players to report will be Sunday. And then the last batch of players are also expected on Monday, and the game is on Wednesday. So if they report to Accra, what it means is that you have to fly them to Morocco, either on Monday or Tuesday. And that would be a lot of work, because they will not have enough space and time to rest in between the period. Some of them will be flying as far as Los Angeles, or maybe Switzerland, Belgium, France, Turkey, Russia. And then they arrive after long hours of flight, and then the next day or two you have to put them on another flight and send them to Morocco. So the last discussion we had, the proposal is that we rather meet in Morocco instead of meeting in Accra before we go to Morocco, and that is what is currently being firmed up. Like I said, they will all be engaged in different games with their respective clubs this weekend. Those who play on Saturday are expected to report on Sunday, and those who play on Sunday are expected to report on Monday. So we expect a chunk of the players to report on Sunday, and then a few others will join the rest of the team on Monday. Depending on the number of home-based players who make the cut, they will also depart Ghana with the rest of the technical team, hopefully this weekend, and join the entire contingent in Morocco. So those are some of the pertinent discussions that have been held within the last 24, 48 hours. It will be firmed up tomorrow, and hopefully the coach has already submitted his squad. He has defended the squad, and so hopefully by close of this week, the squad will be made public, and then the rest of the plans will also be announced.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, my boss. Let's go back to those two games. Now, we know that because the Black Stars dropped points against Chad and in N'Djamena, which was very unfortunate, we just need to win any of these upcoming two games, any of them, and then we'll be through. In terms of that, should we expect some new faces in this call-up or this squad that is yet to be released this week?
I wish I'm the head coach. Unfortunately, I'm not. Normally, the squad go through series of vetting. So the coach submits the squad to the FA, including players on standby, because there is always a probability or tendency of having players pick up injuries when they go into their final games before the international break. So you must always put players on standby and inform those players. Once the coach pass the information to the players, the list is sent to the FA. The FA goes through the procedure of sending formal invitation to their clubs. After that, we inform the ministry. The ministry grants approval for tickets to be bought for the players. Then we send those tickets to the players. And once that is done, the coach now defends his squad in a meeting with the management committee. And when there is an agreement, we come out. And that's when I come in. So in all of these processes, I am unaware of the players, even though I have a fair idea of those who are likely to make the squad, because mostly we do not make wholesome changes to the squad due to special reasons. So at this point, I am unable to tell whether there will be a lot of new faces, whether there will be completely new, set of players, and what have you. But I think that based on my discussions and previous incidents, we shouldn't expect too many changes, to the squad that represented Ghana in the last games against Chad and Mali. It's possible that Otto and the technical team have been monitoring players in Europe and also on the domestic front. I see the two assistant coaches watching a lot of the local games here in Ghana, and Otto also does same. The technical advisor has been here since he arrived in September for the last two games. He didn't travel back to Germany. He's been here throughout the period. He's also been watching games. Last Sunday, I was with him at the Accra Sports Stadium when the Princesses played. On Friday, he watched the House of Oak 11 Wonders game. Previously, he had been to Tema to watch Dreams FC Hearts of Oak. He watched Hearts of Oak versus Hoho United. He's watched the Gold Stars versus JS Kabylie game. He watched the Asante Kotoko versus Kwara United game. So he's been monitoring a lot of games together with the two assistant coaches, John Pencil and Fatah Odauda. And the other coaches, the head coach Otto and Desmond, have also been in Europe for the past 2 weeks, also working on other players. If they think that a talent deserves an opportunity around this time, I am sure they will do justice to that. But at this point, let's just be calm. We are just 24, 48 hours to the release of the squad. And if there are any major headlines to come out of that list in terms of new arrivals or new entrants, I'm sure we'll have another platform to discuss the reasons for including those players.
Wonderful. I'm sure with regards to Comoros in particular, I would have loved to get to know the game plan, because there's a side that have beaten the Black Stars in AFCON 2021 in Cameroon, and also in the qualifiers in the first league here in Accra, in Kumasi. I'm quite sure that even if we manage to beat Central African Republic, I'm not sure that there will be excuses for that particular game at the Accra Sports Stadium, isn't it?
Well, we go into matches with the same approach. The reason is that you cannot underestimate any team on the African continent at this point. When we started the qualifiers for the 2026 World Cup, we played Madagascar in our first game. We toiled to get the 3 points. And then after that, we went to Morocco to lose. Yes, our second defeat in 2 years. We went to Comoros to lose. Our second defeat at the hands of Comoros in the last 3 years. Yes. Before our game in Cameroon, ordinarily you would describe them as minnows, because they haven't achieved much, in the history of African football and world football. But they shocked us, beat us by 3-2. And then the recent game, we lost by 1-0. And so I know that a lot of Ghanaians are very much expectant of how well the team will perform in that game against Comoros. But let's tread cautiously. Let's take it one step at a time. We've got 2 matches in this window. The first one is against Central African Republic, which we must win to cement our place at the AFCON. At the World Cup. And then after that, we will think about Morocco. I think it will be premature and very unprofessional to think about the second game when you are not even done with the first one. So once we finish with Central African Republic, we will come back home and plan for Comoros in the second game on October 12th.
Boss, let's take some few steps back with regards to the game against Central African Republic, because we just like you said, we are going to play the game in Morocco, and you have traveled far and wide. You look at the weather in the North African side, more of like it has changed a bit. In terms of the preparation, has that been factored into the preparations of the team ahead of this particular game? Because I'm quite sure that this game against Central African Republic will be played in the evening, if I'm not wrong.
The game is at 4 p.m., so it's late afternoon. It's at 4 p.m. in Jadida in Morocco. As we speak, we have an advanced team in Morocco, so we are not taking things for granted at all. We are leaving no stone unturned. We've been talking to our colleagues in Morocco. We've been in constant touch with our embassy in Morocco. Personally, I have friends at the Moroccan embassy, Moroccan Football Federation that I've been talking to. We've exchanged a number of correspondence in terms of how the weather behaves during the day, during the afternoon, and in the night. And so our preparations and our planning will be purely based on fact and data and not conjecture. We've had our advanced team in Morocco since Monday. And so before the team arrives, we will know exactly what to expect and exactly the weather situation. And that would definitely inform our thinking, our planning, our approach, and everything that goes with the game.
Boss, the other thing that I want to find out from you, still with the Black Stars and the technical team, I guess let's move away from that particular. I believe that we've been able to exhaust. You've given us the whole plan and then the picture of the Black Stars and their preparation. And because the squad is not yet out, we couldn't get to know about a lot of things. But then just away, but still with the Black Stars, because with a specific question to Desmond Ofe, because when Desmond was moved from the U20, we were told that the focus for him now is to concentrate solely with the Black Stars. But now, last week, the FA released a statement saying that he is going to be now the U23 head coach with the Black Measures. Henry, my boss, can you please take us through the reason behind this decision? and the frequent, because people have always raised alarm that the frequent change of coaches also, it is not helping in terms of transitioning the players into the main Black Stars team. So please, can you please give us a reason why that particular decision, and is it not becoming too many in terms of the changes in the national team setup?
If you've carefully paid attention to transition, you remember that in the last U23 tournament was it in Egypt? The team that qualified for the U23 AFCON in 2024, we had a chunk of the players knocking on the door of the Black Stars. Some were already in the Black Stars. For instance, Enes Nyama was already in the Black Stars. He played for the U23. Abdul Fatawi Shahaku was already in the Black Stars. He played for the U23. Terry Yegbe, who has been here for 2 AFCON qualifiers, played in that tournament as well. There were other players who have been in and out of the Black Stars but have had that consistency with the U23. Let's not also forget that the U23 becomes busy only after every 3 years, because the Olympic Games is held every 4 years. Now, if you are, Desmond has been with the U23. So the rationale, the thinking is that because he has full knowledge of the players he worked with at the under 20 level. Now, all these players he worked with who were 18, 19, 20, 21 will be ready for the U23 in the next 2 years. So we decided that we want to progress him from that U20 to the U23. That also serves as transition between the main Black Stars and the Black Satellites, so that if players are still eligible in the Black Stars who are 23, for instance, I don't know what will happen to Abdulaziz Issa, who was a key part of the U20 in the last 2 years. I don't know what will happen to Isidine, who was also in the U20 in the last 2 years. I don't know what will happen to U23. That also serves as transition between the main Black Stars and the Black Satellites, so that if players are still eligible in the Black Stars who are 23, for instance, I don't know what will happen to Abdulaziz Issa, who was a key part of the U20 in the last 2 years. I don't know what will happen to Isidine, who was also in the U20 in the last 2 years. I don't know what will happen to a player like the Dreams FC goalkeeper, Adios, who has been doing very well in the last two seasons with the U20. But now he's 19. In 2 years, he'll be 20, 21. In 3 years, he'll be 22. He's still eligible to play for the Black Meteors. So it's just a progression from the U20 to the U23, so that he will be in a better position to further assess the players he worked with at the under 20 level and any other player who would qualify to play for the U23. In that vein, it becomes easier to recommend players to his boss at the Black Stars level.
Okay, boss. Final 2 questions from me, and then I believe we can wrap up the conversation. There has been another topical issue, especially when the team dropped points against Chad in N'Djamena. I mean, the future of Otuado became a topical issue as to whether, even if we're able to qualify, it should be the same person to lead us to the Mundial, because people have raised concerns that at the tournament, there you see experienced managers coming in and then doing in-games management and changes and all that. And people have raised concerns that, listen, yeah, Otuado have done a good job by qualifying the team, or on the verge of qualifying this team on a second successive, to the World Cup. But I mean, we failing to qualify for the AFCON, and the draw against Chad really, I mean, still people are not convinced about him leading this team to the World Cup. I mean, I was in the same studio with you when he spoke about the team failing to qualify for the AFCON and how the ESCO, there was a huge, a heated argument between the ESCO, as to whether we should let him go or we should let him stay on the job. All these issues have come up, but the FA have kept on. They've believed in him. They've trusted him. They've backed him with whatever that he has requested for. But going to this World Cup, look at the concerns, even what the sports minister has said. The World Cup.
Put it this way. You look at the manager of Manchester United today, and sometimes it looks as if he's never coached in his life before. Last season, one of the coaches who found himself in trouble, deep trouble, was Pep Guardiola, who has won everything in sight in club football, in Spain, in Germany, in England, in Europe. We are in a trade of opinions, views, and divergent views and contributions. So once the Black Stars play and things don't go well, you don't expect Ghanaians to keep quiet. Everyone has his opinion. It's just like your nose. The shape of your nose is different from mine. But at the end of the day, there is a decision body that kicks the bucket. You indicated that we failed to make it to the AFCON. Yes. Yes, the ESCO needed to take a decision. They got to a point where there was a stalemate, but they continued to press until they found solution to the problem, and that solution was to keep him, because they felt the timing was wrong and we needed consistency so that he can take us through the qualifiers for the World Cup. At the time, he had played in two different competitions. One was successful, one wasn't. The successful one is the World Cup qualifiers. The unsuccessful one at the time was the AFCON qualifiers. So they felt based on these factors, he had to stay. He has stayed on. And in the last 4 games, we beat Chad in Accra. We beat Madagascar in Morocco. We drew with Chad in N'Djamena, and we've beaten Mali. I am sure the executive council, whoever, the sports minister, and whoever is concerned in terms of decision making, we'll go back to the table and discuss the way forward once we make it to the World Cup. At this point, the sole objective of the FA and the ministry is to ensure that Ghana qualifies for yet another FIFA World Cup, and that will be our 5th appearance at the World Cup. And it will be great in our history to make it to USA, Mexico, and Canada. So issues about the future of the coach for me at this point is immaterial. The most important thing is for us to go into the game against Central African Republic, win and seal our qualification, come back to Ghana and beat Comoros to put a smile on the faces of Ghanaians. After that, if there is any need whatsoever to think about the future of the coach, I'm sure the authorities will deal with that.
With that being said, from Henry Asante Chum, let me proceed with my plausible Black Stars 25-man squad to expect. According to me, this is my opinion. I'm going in with 3 goalkeepers, 9 defenders, 6 midfielders, and 7 forwards. Let's run through quickly. In the goalkeeping department, and with the 3 goalkeepers, I will go in with Lawrence Atizigi of St. Gallen, Joseph Tete Annan of St. Patrick's Athletic in Ireland, Benjamin Asari of Glorious Accra Hearts of Oak, and with the 9 defenders, I will go in with Gideon Mensah of AJ Oze, Derek Arthur Kuhn of Union Berlin. I don't know whether everything about his nationality switch is okay at the moment, but I'll add him to the squad list. The next player is Mohamed Salisu of AS Monaco, Jerome Opoku of Eastern Cell Basak Sakil, Alexander Kwabena Jiku of Spartak Moscow, Jonas Ejay Ajete of FC Basel, Alidu Sedu of Stade Rennes, Caleb Renchi of FC Norgeland, Kwejo Opon Pepra of OGC Nice. So these are my 9 defenders. With my 6 midfielders, Elisha Owusu, AJ Oze, Mohamed Kudus, Tottenham Hotspur, Ibrahim Osman, AJ Oze, Thomas Tekweku Pate, Villarreal, Salis Abdul Samad, OGC Nice, Kwesi Sebo, Real Oviedo. Now to the 7 forwards. Antoine Selom Semenyo, AFC Bournemouth, Kamaldeen Sulemana, Atalanta Calcio Bergamo, Joseph Pencil, LA Galaxy, Jerry Efiyi, RAAL La Louvière, Jordan Pierre Ayew, Leicester City, Iñaki Williams, Athletic Club. I'm contemplating between Christopher Bonsu of Al Qualifiers and Fitz again, Abdul Fattah Isaku. I think if Fattah is fit and Otuado is going in for 25-man squad, he will just come and replace Christopher Bonsu. But if he's going in for 26-man squad, I think he might add up Abdul Fattah Isaku to the forwards. That is my explanation to that. So these are my 25 players, possible indeed, predicted by me, being expected from Otuado in our upcoming matches, as we are all anticipating for strong man squad for these upcoming matches. What you are looking for are players who are capable of securing a coveted spot in the 2026 World Cup tournament at USA, Canada, and Mexico. You can also share your opinion. I needed to break it down through the defenders, midfielders, and forwards. I've already given you the comprehensive insights about our goalkeeping department, but time it's not at our side, and I have to give it to you as it is based on the plausible final man squad from Manuel TV Sports. I was being supported by my hardworking chief editor, Emmanuel Kwame Asiedu, and my amazing graphic designer, Dominic. Subsequently, I'll give you shout outs. Let's meet in the next one. As a Frenchman will say, au revoir.